the worst Roman emperor to rule.
Commodus, born August 31st, 161, was a Roman emperor who ruled from 176 to 192. He served jointly with his father Marcus Aurelius from 176 until the latter's death in 180, and thereafter he reigned alone until his assassination. His reign is commonly thought of as marking the end of a golden period of peace in the history of the Roman Empire, known as the Pax Romana. Commodus accompanied his father during the Marcomannic Wars in 172, and on a tour of the eastern provinces in 176. Later that year, he became the youngest emperor and consul up to that point, at the age of 15. During his solo reign, the Roman Empire enjoyed reduced military conflict compared with the reign of Marcus Aurelius, but intrigues and conspiracies abounded, leading Commodus to revert to an increasingly dictatorial style of leadership, culminating in his creating of a deific personality cult, with his performance as a gladiator in the Colosseum. He was actually trained to be a gladiator by a man named Narcissus. Remember that name for later. Throughout his reign, Commodus entrusted the management of affairs to his palace chamberlain and praetorian prefects named Sertorius, Perennius, and Cleander. Upon his ascension, Commodus devalued the Roman currency. He reduced the weight of the denarius from 96 per Roman pound to 105 per Roman pound. He also reduced the silver purity from 79% to 76%, which caused hyperinflation. His reduction of the denarius during his rule was the largest since the empire's first devaluation during Nero's reign. Dissatisfaction with the state of affairs would lead to a series of conspiracies and attempted coups, which in turn eventually provoked Commodus to take charge of affairs, which he did in an increasingly dictatorial manner. After the murder of the powerful Sertorius and an assassination attempt on Commodus himself, he spent most of his time in a villa outside of Rome. It actually turns out that Cleander is the one that killed Sertorius. That way he could take the spot as the new favorite. And that's exactly what he did. With Commodus's time occupied at the villa, Cleander proceeded to concentrate power in his own hands and to enrich himself by becoming responsible for all public offices. He sold and bestowed entry to the Senate, army commands, governorships, and increasingly even the suffect consulship to the highest bidder. Unrest around the empire increased, and the people came looking for someone to blame. And Commodus' mistress, Marcia, urged him to give the people Cleander's head, and so he did. It would later be that same mistress, Marcia, that would find a list of people that Commodus intended to have executed, and she was surprised to discover that she was on the list, as well as the prefect Laetus and Eclectus. So the three of them plotted to assassinate the emperor. And on December 31st, Marcia poisoned Commodus' food, but he vomited up the poison. So the conspirators sent in the same person that trained him to be a gladiator, Narcissus, to strangle him in his bath. Upon his death, the Senate declared him a public enemy and restored the original name of the city of Rome and its institutions. Statues of Commodus were demolished, and it's only because of Cassius Dio that we know so much about him. That and coinage from Commodus' reign. Commodus' death marked the end of the Nerva Antonine dynasty. Commodus was succeeded by Pertinax, whose reign was short-lived. He would become the first claimant to be usurped during the year of the 5 emperors. Thanks for watching. And remember, if it's more interesting, you can find it here.